Oh, God. So, yeah, that was the ex-wife there. And at the height of our marriage, which is where it started going downhill, that is, whenever she decided to become an alcoholic after all the fucking mind games and other shit she played. And one night we're there drinking, me, her, and my one best friend. And she ends up, and we're fucking living in a shitty house, and it's all hot in the room we're drinking in. And there was only one room we could smoke in, which was the computer room, because, we didn't want fucking exposing the kids to smoke that much. So while we're there, she's like, it's fucking hot in here. Mind if I take my shirt off? Mind if I take my pants off? And she's not wearing any fucking underwear. And like, she's just sitting there with her legs spread open like she always did. And like, my buddy there is fucking looking at us saying, man, I am a pussy, man. And I was just like, all fucking drunk. So I fucking eat the pussy then, because I was all about the fucking hippie free love shit at the time. And he fucking, ate we took turns eating her snatch. Then we took turns fucking one of us would fuck her while she was giving a blowjob to the other, and to get them hard again. And once we fucking spilled our load on her, she'd fucking wipe up, and the next one would start fucking while she sucked the other one back to being hard again for about an hour before I passed out on the couch and he fucked my wife in our bedroom because he didn't have enough, and I was too passed out to do anything, so I was just way too drunk.
I didn't hear. See, I actually got inspired to do this because I was reading about. Do you know who Nurgle, the lead singer of the band Behemoth? I guess he has a book out where, rather than him just writing down his life story, his friends interrogated him like with questions and don't hold anything back. And he didn't pull any punches. He was very open, I guess, about a lot of things. And he says, yeah, there's a lot of things in there I'm like ashamed of because I, well, not ashamed, but there's a lot of things there that are not that cool, but I admitted them. So I kind of got inspired. You have a lot of good stories. Let's hear them. So that's free love. Free love has never worked for me for a bunch of reasons, but hey, if it works for other people, not that I wouldn't take part in it, but
Well, that was like one of the hottest fucking experiences I remember. I mean, there was a later one where this is long after my party years here, where I started dating this daddy's girl. At the same time, I was talking to my friend's ex-wife and fucking his ex-wife on occasion. And he happened to be crashing at her pad while, keep in mind, ex-wife, and he's mainly there just to watch the kids while she does something. And at least that's the way she was treating him at the time. And, well, we had a nice little session going on where daddy's little girl was playing, daddy's little girl. The ex-wife of my friend was playing the babysitter. My friend was playing the babysitter's fucking filthy fucking boyfriend, and I was playing the daddy. And we filmed this shit. It might still exist somewhere online, even though I deleted. At least I think I deleted it all. I don't know if it was backed up and then put back online or something. I don't know.
we have to get you famous just so we can find it.
Yes, if it exists, it's out there somewhere. But this was a homemade porno.
We need to get Jim well known so someone will actually dig it up and put it on Facebook or YouTube or not YouTube, but PornTube just to embarrass Jim.
The funny part is, my friend's ex-wife, I fucked her before she married him, and I fucked her after she separated from him and shit. And I never once, got romantic with her or anything whenever they were together, married and dating and all that. There were a couple awkward moments when she dropped me off, but we kind of just parted ways as just friends and shit at that point. Things just didn't start up again until they separated. So, I respected my friend enough to do that. And, During the entire separation, I did my best to not pick sides and all that, you know, and the divorce and all that. I just didn't want to pick sides and shit.
That's the way I roll. I don't pick sides. You know, if I usually, one side will usually either they'll agree to coexist with me, or one side will leave and I'll be friends with the other side. But I have no problem being friends with both sides. Or they will go, "How's that moron that you talk to that I hate, but you somehow still are friends with?" "Oh, they're good." You know, if there was a time where if all my friends ended up together, there would be so much fighting.
And, you know, his ex-wife's still pretty cool with me, and I'm pretty cool with her even to this day, even though um, last girl I was dating kind of forbid me from talking to her for a while there. So, you know, if something happens, it does. If not, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, just who I feel like hanging with and all this shit. You know, I have noticed I have a slight little pattern here that, over the past decade and a half, I have started dating ex-girlfriends. But these particular ex-girlfriends were ones I had whenever I was a teenager, not like, recent ex-girlfriends. One was, like I said, one was my best friend's ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually, this is whenever I cheated on my fiance that I took to Metallica.
Wow.
It's like I was fucking young and reckless with my cock back then. But like I went to the fucking mall with her, and just like something overtook me, just the air and the way she looked and everything, and I just took her to the woods behind the railroad tracks, and we did the deed there, and we dated for about like a week or two before I ended up fucking her best friend. This was after I broke up with the fiance. I broke up with the fiance because of her. Then I fucked this girl's best friend, which then ensued in a huge fight between her and her best friend over me. And that's whenever her best friend decided to dump me at Kennywood because of that fight. But years later, we ended up dating again before my fucking best friend married her, and then again after my best friend divorced her. So yeah, this is an interesting tale with that one. Princess was actually the one that popped my cherry many, many years ago. And she popped my cherry to the song Sweating Bullets. And like here we are 20 years later, I hook up with her, and it was an awesome relationship until the past couple months, so that was pretty cool. Now I'm talking to someone that was a real young one that I kind of was like, I was her first experience with oral sex. So like, and she fucking has had wet dreams for me like for years. Even though now she's married, she still does, and that's fucking weird. So, and I'm
Yes.
still
By the
talking
way,
with her, even though she's in another state. The only thing that when I was dating my fiance that I took to Metallica, I would frequently spend the weekends at her house. And, we would sit there lying on top of each other, cuddling in the couch. Well, she'd lay on top of me, cuddling on the couch and shit. And until her parents went to bed, and then she would ride me topside, underneath the blankets and shit, trying to keep the noise down. We're fucking horny teenagers, so fucking shit. And like, this is all while the old fucking RoboCop TV show was on, and I think
that's kind of an awesome backdrop.
yeah, it was fucking wild. And like, I was on good terms with her family until I broke up with her, and then everyone hated me because she broke the news that I popped her cherry.
Yeah, the one that popped my cherry. I was 15. She was 26.
Damn.
She was just like, "Hey, you're kind of cool. You want to come to my place?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?"
You know what was really interesting was the first time we had sex was on her junior prom night. And it was just a brief encounter because it hurt too much because, you know, everything going on. So I was fucking a man, just decided to stop because, you know, she was saying it was hurting too much. But the funny thing was that her brother was the one to take us to the prom and her pick us up from the prom. And her brother was the one to pay for our motel room for 3 hours.
Okay.
I mean, he had his own motel room with his girlfriend and shit. So, you know, he wasn't like in the same room. It's just
Yeah.
he paid for her motel room.
Well, you know, whatever works.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. I mean, I've had odd experiences like that as well. Like I said, I've been friends with people who are like both sides of like relationships and like so you were talking to the my ex girlfriend, you know, so you're dating my ex girlfriend. Yeah. Okay. Just whatever.
Oh, fuck. So much craziness of the different relationships I was in. But I gotta tell you the one low point. Well, one of the low points.
All right.
First off, back during my party years, there was this girl, and I think she was underage. And I was like still half drunk from the party before. And she had a crush on Jeff, but she decided to try to get to Jeff through me. And she came over my house, and like I forget what the conversation exactly, but she left $50 on my fucking dresser, and then proceeded to fuck me. So I was a prostitute for a moment in time. Years later, after I got separated from the ex-wife, and you know, there and things were starting to go against me, and she was getting custody of the kids and shit, and no one was really talking to me that, you know, was date worthy. I just got a hankering that I really needed to eat some pussy, so I picked up a street walking prostitute,
Okay.
and yeah, and we negotiated. I got $5 off because all I wanted was to fucking eat around, and we pulled up to a fucking fucking I think it was Lowe's parking lot. And you know, we get in the back seat. She takes off her drawers, and dear God, the stench! It was like she had not washed her crotch in like 5 weeks after being pounded by like 200 guys. You know, just that rancid fucking pussy stench that makes you want to vomit. And the whole entire time is like, I'm thinking, no, I paid for it. I am doing this. I do not care. I want to taste pussy. And I don't care if it's smelly, rancid, or anything. I am doing this like true G.G. Allen style. And
And
I
you
just sat
laughed at
there.
and you laughed at me for what I did.
Mm-hmm. So
Faggot.
I fucking eat her out, play with her titties while I'm eating her out and shit. And she's saying this shit like, oh, if you're lucky, I'll let you make me come. Oh, yes, I might just let you make me come. Oh, my God, I'm coming, you know, and all that shit. And like, you know, she was like fucking beat. But, you know, I got what I wanted, and I fucking brushed my teeth 6 times after.
I was wondering if you're going to tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
Because last time I said it, I think you said, "Oh God, I can taste it."
But yeah, that was that story.
Like I said, and you make fun of me for what I had to do in the truck that one day.
Yes, and I always will.
I had no choice, and it was painful. I didn't want to do it.
I understand this. Meanwhile, I may have had a choice, but I'd already paid for it. And I really wanted it, and I didn't give a fuck.
God, I could. Well, yeah, that was the most disgusting thing I've ever done.
Yeah. And that was the most disgusting thing I've ever
But
done.
that was true GG Allen. I just went. I was like, I can't get rid of it. I can't just put it on the floor. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to. Fuck.
Hell. And another low point. I
Yes.
was at my fucking buddy Dave's pad. He was having a nice little fucking party going, and like this girl fucking said that she wanted like a lot of booze, so I got her, a bunch of beer, some booze, like she ordered, because I was the one that was 21. And the entire night, she kept plying me with more drink. She got me completely fucking tanked. And before I knew it, I was fucking her, saying, "Yes, mistress. Okay, my mistress. Blah, 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 mistress. My mistress, mistress, mistress." Like just fucking complete fucking sub style fucking her, on fucking Dave's couch right in the middle of the fucking living room, not caring because half the people are passed out and the other half the people don't matter. And I fucking woke up the next morning thinking that was fucking awesome, and my pants were missing. And we ended up finding my pants outside, but my wallet was missing. And then about a few hours later, my wallet turned up, but the cash was missing. And I just wrote the cash as a loss because I was getting paid, soon anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we had our suspicions who did it. And they were all confirmed because she ended up stealing my watch and trading it back to Dave for some coke. And he's like, "Look at this neat watch I got." I was like, "Hey, that's my watch." He's like, "Really? Prove it." And I told him all the functions on it that he had no idea that were on it because, this back in the day when watches were still kind of important.
That's ancient.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Okay, it's your watch." And she also bought a lot of fucking coke off me and money, which means she's the one that fucking stole your wallet. And we got about 6 crack whores to go up and beat the living shit out of her.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. I never hit a woman, but I have sent crack whores to beat them. Or coke. Well, coke whores, but I'm just calling them crack whores. It's only a step away from coke to crack.
Listening to a band called Afflicted. They're also very good. A little more thrashy.
By the way, that girl I told you about, that I was her first fucking oral experience. She used to write in her diary about the times I was with her, and her code name for me was Death. And when her mother found it, oh God, I could have gone to jail for that shit. But fortunately, I was just known as Death. And she never gave up my real name.
That's good. I never knew any.
And honestly, I didn't know how young she was, actually, because her fucking tits were, each tit was as big as my head. So I thought she was close to my age.
Turns out.
Yeah, jailbait. Fuck.
I think the girl knew it. She just didn't. The older woman knew it. She just didn't really give a shit because she was, she knew who I was and that I wasn't gonna fucking, telling you, mommy, I fucked a 26-year-old.
Yeah, something you don't typically brag to your parents about.
No, I didn't even brag to my friends about it until literally last year because I, wanted to fucking, because she's cool. She's very, didn't want anything to happen to her, so I didn't fucking tell anyone. Now I can tell people because I don't care. I still speak to her every now and then, and she fucking knows who you are. I mean, I don't want to imply this like stalk, but she's heard the show. So she knows who you are, and she thinks you're insane, but in a cool way.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that British girl I was telling you about yesterday with Chaz and shit. She wants to mutilate you, but in the nicest possible way.
This reminds me of like a song I was trying to prototype back in the day. Mm-hmm. Just because I want to kill you doesn't mean I want you dead. And the whole concept was I was looking at my buddy that I took out for his birthday and shit, and had that philosophical conversation shit. I was just looking at him, and in the right light, in my tripped out mind, I thought it would be really awesome to murder him in a very specific way, and it would be completely artistic. So murder is art was the theme of the song. and I wanted him to die like this because it would be a really cool artistic way to display his fucking corpse. But at the same time, he was my best friend, one of my best friends, so I fucking didn't want him to die. So, murder is art. Just because I want to kill you doesn't mean I want you dead. And that's as far as I got with it.
It's a nice idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very nice idea. I don't know who the hell this band is, but they're weird. Yeah, it's a very nice. I'm gonna turn this down. It's a nice idea. I mean, it'd certainly make a good song.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so he had to eat 10 hits of acid, and he was insane that night. I think he tried to kill me, but in a nice way. But yeah, she said she wants to mutilate you, but in the nicest way possible.
That's fucking sweet.
Yes.
That's like true. That's like true romance there.
Well, she said that about you. I was like, what about me? You don't want to mutilate me? And she's like, well, yeah. But yeah, I finally found someone as cynical as I am.
That's good.
Because I'm tired of dating fucking preppies.
Mm-hmm.
People who I had one girl break up with me because of my music, because she was like this really happy girl, and I needed her to see something she didn't like. So I sent her some depressive black metal, and she burst into tears because she was just too depressing for her, and then said something about, I can't speak to you anymore because you're too depressing.
Oh, fuck.
I was like, okay. And then
Meanwhile, I'm here. I built up the fucking ex-wife who started off listening to Savage Garden, another fucking soundtrack to Dawson's Creek and all that shit. And I started off on fucking Maiden and worked her way up, and she was listening to, oh God, it took me years after the marriage dissolved to actually be capable of listening to God Hates Us All and actually appreciate it without remembering it being replayed over and over and over again daily for a year on end. She was into death metal. She was listening to all the fucking racist rock that my fucking skinhead friends did. And, that's how far gone I took her.
Well, I remember sending this one girl Chapel of Ghouls, and she wasn't into any sort of metal, and I thought I was just going to scare her. And she's like, how has this been hidden from my life for so long? What the fuck am I listening to?
Mm-hmm. Fucking awesome ass shit.
No, I'm sorry. It was weird black metal ambient. I heard some weird electronic drum beat. I was like, what the fuck am I listening to? But yeah, she was like, so